Welcome everybody to the My Workman Talk Show, and you're welcome to part 2 of how you can make money in school. And today, Cozy here and
Marcus
is angry that I'm saying we're doing part 2.
I'm not angry.
Of making
It's
money
okay.
in school. But
part 2, the university.
This is part 2 of how you can make money as a student, and we looked at making money in secondary school. How people can, how the government, how the school system
can adjust to this level,
can help the students to educate them earlier on the importance of making money, what they can do, and stuff like that. And today we're going higher to the university level and
the tertiary institute.
And we know not everybody are privileged to further their education, but if by God's grace you are privileged, your family has helped you, or one way or the other you've been able to help yourself, you've been one of those people who have actually made money while in secondary school, and you're like, okay, you want to go
further,
move further. Good news, university, tertiary institution creates an even bigger platform for you to double down as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, and to make money. Bear in mind also, like, the vices are much there, and there are lots of things that can squander your money. So you really have to understand money management. Money management, exactly. So because I don't know if it happened to you too, in my 100 level, I knew like I was always broke. Like
money comes.
There was no
it's gone.
There was no like money management sense. Like, I didn't have a sense of managing my money, and just flash, I'm still a little bit always broke. but I'm trying now. I'm more better now. But yeah, like I'm saying, like, okay, you've gone through the secondary school system, you've learned some things, you learned a thing or two, or maybe you didn't learn much in secondary school and you're like, okay, you're entering uni. Now you're in uni and there's like so much more opportunity for you to like develop yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business person, and take things further on a higher level. So we're just going to do this on the spot, like always. Try to rack or crack our brain to like think.
Yes.
Just think deeply on these topics for the next 30 minutes on how you can make money while in the university. So Marcus, if you have some ideas, you can share with us.
This part is so diverse and so broad, because there are so many things you can actually do as a student in the university. If you have been following us, we've talked about so many entrepreneurial things, like so many businesses you can go into. All of them are still valid here as a student.
And in uni, they're like doubled or amplified.
And then there are more. So I think there's the academic part where you do academic and business academically, like academic stuff. Like, we're going to throw more light on them, but let me just like list them out. You can start selling handouts to
selling handouts. Don't they like already have like an established store that does that?
But then see, there's something you can do as a having an entrepreneur mind. If you have a printer, you have a laptop, or let's just say printer only sell.
And this brings us back to our very pressing question:
how do you make money
from zero? That? Yeah.
But then if you have this thing, because I think there's one of my guys that time in school and started printing for people, even their what is it called? IT defense materials, those kind of things. That's one way of making money. You start buying A4 papers in bulk, and you start making photocopies for people, even without having a store, because you can do that from your house or wherever you are. So that's one. Another thing is arranging tutorials. If you are knowledgeable, you might not actually be knowledgeable to do this one self. arranging, or not lecturing in the tutorial.
Setting up
a platform for tutorials, and then you get people that can lecture to come and lecture. So that's a business strategy. You just get them, okay, see, I want you guys to start teaching us so, and then you introduce it to the students, and you say, okay, everybody bring 500 per class, and you see people start coming because people always want to learn, they want to be good. So that's another way. And then you as a intellectual, like, you are very brilliant, you know yourself that in this topic, in this subject, in this course, I am a guru.
100%.
Then you can arrange that for yourself now. Like, okay, if you want to be good in this course, come meet me. You can start going to the lower levels. Like, you've passed 100 level, maybe you're not in 200 level. You can go to 100 level and say, okay, there's this course that's going to give you guys problem, so to speak, because there's always that one course.
There's always that one course, indeed.
Come and meet me, let me teach you private, and it's going to cost you just a token. I think those are some of the ways you can actually start making money.
Like, it's a very short way. Tutorials. Like 100%. Like, people would turn up. So,
always turn up.
So it kind of like still translates to like from your secondary school, like from how you were making money in secondary, like what I was talking about, helping people with their homework. Like, if you double down on that, you know how to read.
I'm just smiling.
I know why you're smiling. Sure.
But then that point, actually, I think when you are now matured, you are now in this tertiary institute, you are more free willed. You're supposed to know. Sorry about that. You're supposed to have known where you are in life, like where you are facing.
We're speaking to Nigerians,
but then
they understand.
I still don't agree with the primary school level. That's why it saw me laughing, and then it was like, but then as in the university, I think you can do that. You can start doing assignments, because there are some assignments that are very tedious. Like, you actually cannot get it.
Somebody just has to help you with it.
Someone just has to help.
And the truth is that this is like a full-blown business model
in schools,
not just in school. Sorry, there's this like platform called Chase, and like it's like a site.
Okay.
It's in the US though, but like.
Or you drop a problem.
No, you don't drop a problem. Like, you hire people to do assignments for you, to write projects and stuff like that. So it's a thing. You don't have to like feel any type of way. According to him,
you don't feel any type of way as an adult.
It's just a joke though, like,
as you're already not
exactly
in that country again. You're already facing life, but then assignments can be done for you. So you now that know how to do assignment, like what I was saying, you are good in one course, you can start helping your classmates. I think the most effective way there is with that tutorial, and then you are lecturing them, teaching them how to solve the problem,
and
why they are paying you.
Say it. I know most of you already know these things. We're not trying to lecture you. We're just having a discussion around this thing, and in the process of having this discussion, we don't know how this YouTube, Twitter algorithm, these things work. Maybe it's already on your mind. You're thinking of it. You're like, oh, should I start? Should I do this thing? Will it be worth my time? Will it be like... If you just come across this video, just know that this is probably the sign you've been looking for. So
go out there,
start making these tutorials. And one nice thing that we'll still add on top is that while making these tutorials, you can start making content around these tutorials. And it's so crazy because like you can document this process. Like, oh wow, when I was in school, I used to teach so courses, and that is something that can actually propel you forward to maybe like go further in like making this thing bigger. Like in uni, then this there was this, like, we went to Uniben. So if you're a Uniben student, you probably heard of
shout out to Uniben
students. You probably heard of Gorilla Brains then and stuff like that. Like, so these guys they started doing these tutorials while they were in school, and they doubled down so hard on it and built a full-blown center across the school and started charging people to come and take lectures there. like it was like a school opposite the school. Like it was so intense, like, you know. So, and with that, like those guys, they are set for life if they continue to manage their finance properly and still doing what they're doing. I don't know how things are. They've left school for some time now, but yeah, like this is like it's something that you can maximize. It's something that leads to something that leads to something, and you just keep it's full blown. So yeah, that's just what we're trying to say. Like, don't feel you kind of have to have it all figured out. You need to have all the things, all the equipment set up. Like, you can start recording your tutorials. If you start making those tutorials, even if it's just like short clips of like a tough problem, like, yo, this is a step by step on how to solve this problem. Like, I know, like in 100 level, then integration and differentiation was like a really terrible course subject thing for me. It was so difficult. I didn't really grasp it then. I still don't grasp it now. I grasped some of it, but that's not what I'm talking about. But anyways, try and double down. Try and like go the extra mile and keep pushing. And that's that for tutorials, actually.
Like we always say, find a need in school and solve that problem. Find a problem, find something that people need to do. That's the essence of all this, what we are doing. Like, find a need and try to attend to that need. In school, there are so many things people need. There are so many things. That's why we talk about tutorial. People are looking for where they can learn better, because truthful speaking, you cannot get it all during lectures in class. You can't get it all. Shout out to our lecturers out there, but then we know we cannot get it all, and that's where these tutorials comes in, and then you can actually help your fellow students, and then you start making money by doing so. So that's that for academics. We've talked about you and making printouts and the rest. It's kind of like if you started early in secondary school, everything that you've been doing, you can just transfer it over to university. And even these collectibles, sales of toys, like, you can make it go way bigger in university. You can, because then you have access to like maybe some funds, some loans or something. Like, I think there was, I don't know, we didn't have student loans then, but maybe when you guys are watching this video, there's student
loan then. But yeah, you can transfer them over and be like, okay, you want to start selling items, jewelries, and the use of social media now for these things is so much more like broad. And I don't know, maybe I even have a feeling that by the time this video gets out, like, everybody's on board this thing now, and it's just like the thing, and you may not even need this advice, and you may just watch us for entertainment's sake. And so, but yeah, that's just some of the ideas we have now on how you can make money in the university
by academics means. So another way, like we've been talking about, I think there are other things you can do, because we've talked about so many businesses you can start. If you have a handwork before going to school, if you have something you are doing, like a skill you learned before going to school, this is also the school environment is a very serious platform for you to explore these things. Because as an hairdresser, in the hostel, in your anywhere you are, you can actually start making. I think I know some girls, when they were in school, they do make and their fellow girls hair, and then they made money from that while in the hostel. Just see girls around, oh, I know how to do this thing, you'll fix it. That's why I said looking for what do people do. As a guy, you know how to cut hair very well. And
the truth is that all of these things, they are nothing new. They are just things that people do normally. But we're just trying to reinforce it in you. We're trying to like, okay, you can actually start and do this thing, and you can get something from it. And you can take this online as well.
That's our major point here.
You can take this online.
Taking these things online.
Yeah.
That's like what we are preaching right now. Take your business online, make it more famous, and put yourself out there. Let people see you. Let people see your work.
Even
and
if
then
your work
it's
isn't
going to
that
even if it's not that good,
Yeah,
just make sure you are consistent and you're putting yourself out there.
And people, when they see the work and you're like, okay,
And see the commitment.
this person is doing this, let me like show them or teach them how they can do it better. There will always be somebody who is doing it better than you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you should not try. That doesn't mean you should not start regardless. And if you're lucky enough, you may get somebody that will like, oh, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, how about you do this way instead, and you do it this way instead. So yeah,
and that's the basis of this program.
Exactly.
Like taking yourself online, putting yourself out there.
A thought just came to my mind now, and after university, after like your BSc, your first degree, and does this still apply to making money in like higher degree, maybe like as a master's student or a PhD student?
As a master's student, all these things we're talking about now is to guide you through the process of making money.
To guide you and to guide us also.
Guide us. Yeah. Before you are doing your master's, you are already stood in one of all these things. Either you are working a paying job and doing your business.
Okay, what if you're not, and you just finish your first degree,
and then you
went for NYC, and immediately after NYC
you are doing your
master's. Yeah.
Masters, these are things you can actually do as a master's student or as a PhD student, because follow our series now, and then there are so many things you can do. We're putting in out there that,
and if there are
the things generally as a human being, but we are mainly concerned about youth. As a master's student, you are still a youth. You are a PhD student. But as active people in Nigeria, we're saying, okay, you can actually do this instead of waiting for government to give you a job. Instead of waiting for a society to make things right, why not you make things right for yourself? And these are everything we've talked about is applicable to every person out there.
Exactly. So yeah, just try to make things right for yourself. Try to find a way to make things go well for yourself. We're trying in this country. I believe there are like so many brilliant people out there, so many smart people out there, and we really should all just try to be united and like try to help each other. I think there's this Davido's had that's been going rise by lifting others.
I think this masters you're trying to talk about now, even the tutorials we're talking about, as a master's student you can start arranging these lectures for normal BSc students or first
and one thing too, you can start doing it for free initially.
Yeah, you can do these things for free
to build an audience, to build a following.
Very important.
Yeah, and just give back to your younger schools, younger department folks. Maybe you are doing a master's in computer science, you can go to the BSc level, 100 level, and just like tell them like, oh, this is the thing, this.
Yeah, we'll be giving a free course on and this thing, anything. And just give them. With time, you can monetize it, but then start gradually. Giving back is very good. We always preach that. We rise by lifting others. You guys should. I say we will always preach that.
So you said we always.
No, we always.
We will.
We always. That's.
Yeah.
I think we're not really very good in English, so but the pronunciation is way well. Like I just said it.
It's
we.
More like.
It's not apostrophe. They call it.
It's not our default language, but we'll try.
It's our default language, and we had a. Don't worry, we'll come to that in a very different course of studying. In a very different episode, we're going to talk about those kind of things.
Okay.
But right now, we are saying as a student, this series generally, this what we've been talking about from the beginning of this show is mainly for you guys,
For students.
for students in the university.
Oh
It's
yeah, for the part one and part
mainly
two, yeah.
for you guys, because all these businesses we've been talking about from the beginning of the show, from the beginning of my Walkman show,
Yeah.
is what you can do. And the school environment is such a large community that if you must make it there.
Exactly.
I'm talking about from the beginning of my Walkman show episode 1.
Oh.
Everything we'll be talking about is
Sounding so strict now.
yes, because you guys should go into these things look at these things and just do these things. Because you know why I'm being very serious and strict right now. The school environment is a very
Place.
hard place to be. Like financially it tells on students a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to struggle to do this and calling parents at home. If you are doing something, you will reduce the stress on your parents, and then you'll be more comfortable in school,
And
because comfort is very essential.
The same thing we talked about in the part one, where like if this was instilled from like
Earlier,
the secondary earlier,
yeah.
let's say from like SS1 now, maybe they've taught you an handwork in your secondary school level, a skill like hairdressing, for like that 3 years before you get into university. It's when you get to university that you know that there's something there for you to like double down on, and
then you start
following up on.
This.
So
because even most of those things, even farming itself, you can actually learn some
professional, become
farming,
a professional farmer,
become a professional,
and that's
farmer.
one thing. Okay, that's a discussion for another day.
Time.
And I think we'll have somebody that we can maybe see if we can invite them to talk on it. We have a friend
on farming. Yeah.
I
think when we were in school, there was one time somebody brought the idea to us that okay, we can do this, but then we did.
And this is one thing too about ideas, about taking action. And in uni, there were so many things that we could have done differently. There were so many things that we could have like doubled down on. That's the word. Yeah. That we could have gone and like, we've been doing this thing for so long. We have the street credibility, and this is like how long ago now? We went to uni like 2015. This is like how many years? Like 7 years later. Imagine if we've been documenting our process since that time. And it wasn't like we didn't have phones then. We had like smartphones, we had internet and everything. Like if we even if it's just documenting our process, our like journey through university throughout that time, it's just
it would have
been something to like see, and definitely would have maybe had like a say or something in the field. But it's never too late. As always, we're starting now.
Now is the next best time. Yesterday was the best time to start,
but today
now is the next best time.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to add also is that when idea comes, try to take initiative and just go on with this thing.
And
the thing is,
go on.
We're not trying to be motivational speakers right now, but then we've learned that there are so many ideas we had that time. We started a party show that we're supposed to actually
event planner,
but then we just were lazy about it, and then we let it go. So what we're telling you guys now from our mistakes, that okay, when an idea comes, there's no harm in trying, and failure is just a lesson. So just once your friends, when you guys are together now, and somebody just throws an idea, what do you think? Let's do this. No matter how stupid it is, sorry, but no idea is stupid. But no matter how silly you may think it is that this thing doesn't
just because you don't understand doesn't mean
that's the word. So just do it. Try it. You are young. And there's time to make mistakes. I'm not trying to be motivational speakers, but then do all these many things. Anything that enter your head like saying, just do it. That's
no, good things. not
ideas of
illegal things.
not illegal.
Or bad
we're not
things.
pushing illegal things. We're trying to tell you guys.
Good
Once an
things.
idea comes, like, oh, let me start
Selling
pens.
or
Just
selling
do it. Let me
barrels.
start designing
Something.
Do it and see how it is. Do it for the fun. That's one thing. Just do it as a young man, a young girl out there. You have nothing to lose. You have time.
You have time.
Time is behind you, so try. You'll surprise that the first one you will try
might be the one
blow you up.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, if you do something consistently for a year as a young person, and you're like, oh, nothing is coming out from it,
you can leave it and try something else.
Yeah, you can, like, it's two things. You can leave it and try something else, or you can pick all the lessons you learned from that thing.
You always pick the lesson.
Yes, exactly, and repurpose it and see, why did this thing work? If you're like really passionate about that thing and you really want to do it, there's like so many experiences that you may have gathered over that period of doing that one thing. So that's just what we're trying to say here. Like, everything, if you want to start a business, like, it's just a Google search away. It's just a click of a button away. The internet, your phone, the smartphone, the era of technology that we're in right now is just like a wonderful time. It's one of the best times to be alive. Like, there's so many benefits attached to this. Like, you don't even have to know anybody. Like, you just have to have your phone in front of you and make that video, make that post, put your business out there, try that idea, and if it actually goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So
you didn't lose.
There's no loss. There's no loss to this. Like, what we're even doing right now, if we do these shows for as long as we can, and it doesn't go, there's no loss.
There's no loss.
I mean, like,
there's no loss generally in
exactly
anything you're trying to do.
Just
do it.
Just
enjoy
do it.
yourself while doing it.
Exactly, and just
see where it
takes you to. Exactly. So
you're into sports. Document your product. Well, this age we are is
the age of trying.
Age.
The age of trying.
And it's the age of trying. That's why whatever we talk about now, we'll tell you, go online, do it online.
Yeah.
Put yourself online and just become a public figure and see how life becomes easy.
And truthfully,
not really, but then anything you want to do after that time. Imagine you're already popular coming out from the university and people already know you all over the country. It's going to be all over the nation.
Yeah, it's cool. So maybe we deviated a bit. Seems like we're deviating a lot these days.
Yeah, we'll go with the flow actually.
Yeah, that's the truth, yeah.
The flow of the
and that's
comes to our head.
That's what all of this is all about. Like,
but as usual,
it's all about
you guys to always drop
your feedback.
That is very important because so many people are going to be listening to these things. They are going to be checking
we
the comment
section. We want it to be like as impactful
as it can be. Yeah. So we just lay something down and let the expert talk about it. Advise you, even the elderly ones now. Just drop what you think we said now, because we don't have experience.
Basically, but we're putting ourselves out there in your hands.
Yeah,
and saying, like,
criticize us, scrutinize everything we say. But in so doing, when we say something wrong, you bring the right one. Correct our wrong, and then you say the right thing. Yeah, that's what we mainly want. That's what we want as youth, actually.
Yeah,
that's what we should be doing.
More unified Nigeria.
Yeah. Not just criticizing somebody and then you just feel good about that you've criticized. I'm not trying to stress it, but then criticize us.
Constructive criticism.
The correct thing, so that we will learn. People will learn.
Also.
That's just basically. And remember, the question is still out there. By now, before you see this episode, you should have gotten the answer.
Hopefully.
How to make money.
It's always all about to make money, how to live a good life, how to start from nothing and move forward.
Before you get to like 40 years, you're already vacation. No stress again.
Yeah, no stress.
That's what we're trying to achieve.
And the truth,
we need young billionaires in Nigeria. So many
indeed.
So that we'll not be depending on the government again. And then that time we'll have a very good government, stable government. One day we'll talk about government, but then that's not our
That's
business
not
right now.
Yeah, our business right now
Business is doing things without the government, doing things without
the
anybody, doing things on your own.
How you can move
Better
forward.
yourself.
Exactly. Seems you are feeling very good today.
I'm feeling good. I'm very happy today. I don't know why, but then.
All right, guys.
See you guys next time. Same time, every time.